Hi, I'm Louise from Taube Pilates, and I'm so excited because today I have the high wedge that I'm working with from Pilates Reformers Australia. So this is the Reform 8 Pilates Pregnancy Wedge, and I love it because it's actually quite a high density foam, so it's super comfortable, and you know it's just going to last forever without dinting, which is my pet hate, is when the foam dints after like a couple of uses. And it's made of a recycled plastic, which is great because it means it's very, very light. So I thought I'd go through some exercises with you today to do with the wedge. So first of all, a little bit of the footwork. So I'm dropping the foot bar down just so it's not so tight through my hips, and I've got all my springs on. I like to have it a little heavier once you're in the seated position because it changes the relationship of the springs to the body. So you'll notice also that I'm wearing a pregnancy pillow for myself. So I'm not actually pregnant, just to let you know. So we're going to start off with a little bit of the footwork. So wiggling right back, and we'll have the balls of the feet onto the bar. So we want to make sure that you're propped up during pregnancy from 16 weeks on, because when you're lying flat, the weight of the pregnancy, the weight of the placenta and the baby puts pressure on the vena cava, which is the main vein that feeds back to the heart. So it means there'll be reduced blood flow to the fetus, and we want as much blood flow as possible to the fetus. So for the mum, you might feel nauseous, you might feel faint, but for the baby, you're limiting the amount of nutrients and oxygen. So you want to really make sure that you're getting as much as possible. Okay, so we're going to start with the small V with your feet, or actually no, let's go parallel. So take a breath, we're going to press out and bend in. So I like to incorporate pelvic floor lifts in the footwork. So think of lifting up and slowly release. So you can think of lifting up through the front pelvic floor, slowly release, lift through back pelvic floor. And you want to find that nice slow relaxation for pelvic floor to make for an easier delivery. So press, lift, and slowly release. By slowly relaxing through pelvic floor, then you'll be able to have more of the ability to relax through pelvic floor during delivery if you're having a vaginal birth. All right, let's do a small V. So press, lengthen, and in, and press. Think of the spine really reaching long, and lift through pelvic floor and relax. Little pulses and down. Keep the trunk stable. All right, back to parallel, stretch out. Lower the heels and lift. So we want to find that lovely work through the calves, because that's going to really help to keep the blood flowing through the ankles. So quite often there can be a little bit of edema in the ankles and the feet. So it's important to work the calf pump and get that blood flowing out of the ankles as well. Also with the weight of the pregnancy, sometimes that can restrict the blood flow as well. So you want as much blood flow as possible and getting the fluids out of those calves. And two more. Hello, Stanley. And then bend the knees, come all the way in. So a big V, so heels on the bar, and press, lengthen, and in. Press, squeeze the thighs. Keeping long through the spine. Now we can also do a little bit of bridging here. So you can wiggle down on the arc a little so your head's supported by the wedge, and then tip the pelvis under, lift up into the bridge and melting back down. Squeeze and lift and rolling back down. Squeeze, lift and press in, press in, and melting back down. Lifting up and press in, in, and melting back down. Last time. And press in, and roll back, down. So that's some samples of the footwork that we can do and a little bit of the bridging. Now we can also do side-lying footwork with the wedge. So I'm just dropping down to 2 springs. So lying on the side, so this actually works quite strongly through the obliques as well. So taking a breath and then press and in and press. Reaching long. Work through the back of the thigh. Small range and down. And then we'll turn out and press and in and lengthen and lengthen. Stretch, small range. And lengthen and in. Have the ball of the foot on the bar, press, calf raises and up. And lower, and lower, and lower, lower, 2 more, lower, lower, and bend all the way in. Second side, so in parallel, and press, and in, and press. Keep reaching long through the spine, work through the glutes, and press. Press, so the foot's nice and forward on the bar. Little pulses, and down. Lengthen out, coming in, turn out, and press. So you can work on the heel or the ball of the foot. I might change to the toe. Press and press. Calf raises and lower and lower. And 2 more. Bend all the way in. All right, next we can do a little bit of the feet in straps. Now if you're working with the feet in straps, you actually want to work quite light. I'm just going to use a half spring, so a blue spring. And if there is any pubic symphysis pain though, so you wouldn't do the feet in the straps because it can be quite strong. So I'm going to push away with the underneath leg, take the top foot into the strap. So the leg's going to be forward of that arc. So we're just going to bend and stretch so it's forward. And press. This really works through those glutes. And we want that to help stabilize the pelvis. Now we'll lift up and down and lift. It's very strong. Little circles around. Other way. Bend in. All right, let's do the second side. So bringing that to your foot, lying on the side, and stretch, and in, and press. Work through the glute, and up, and circle around. Other way. All right, let's let that go. Lastly, we can do a little bit of the hands in the straps. So you want to go as light as possible for those hands in straps. So I'm just going to go for the yellow. So remembering when you're working with your prenatal clients, make sure that you really encourage them to listen to their body and make sure you listen to their feedback during the session as well. So we're just going to pull out and in and out, in and out, and long arm and down. So you want nice strong arms for the lifting of the baby. And last time. All right, and now we're going to lift up and up, inner tricep, press. Last time. All right, second side. So we're just going to pull out, almost like a drawing the sword, and out. Long arm and out. Into the triceps. So you can hold the palm to face up if you like, or down. Either way is fine. So press and press. Okay, letting that go. And you can also do a little bit of both hands into the straps. So I've just got 1 1/4 springs on, holding with 2 hands. So what I like to do here, I'm going to wiggle down so my head's a little bit more supported by the wedge. And I'm actually going to keep the feet down. I'm going to put my hands a little bit to the smaller and out nice and wide through the arms. So feet are down as I press. So it's still a light spring, so I can feel that I'm working through the core. And then I'm going to press, lift, and lift, 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 and lift, lift. Once more each side. Lift. All right, and that's about it for the wedge workout. So the wisdom of the wedge, it's totally wonderful. Anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing you. I'm here with the wedge again, and I just wanted to quickly show some of the arm springs that I actually like to do with the pregnancy wedge. So this is the high wedge from Pilates Reformer Australia. So it's the Form 8 Pilates pregnancy wedge. So I'm just going to start with lying down with the arm springs. Now I actually like to slide down further on the wedge so my head is supported by the wedge as well. And I'll use the arm springs. Now what I've actually done here as well, just so that you can see, is I've chocked with a roller to make sure the wedge doesn't slide back with my weight pressing into it. So I've taken the arm springs, they're up nice and high, and just so I have a little bit more resistance here. So from here, just go through this arm spring series so you can press straight downs. Now if you like, you can add in a knee float. And V's and press, press. Out to the sides, heel, lift, and lift. And circles, toe, lift. Reverse the circles. And triceps and press. right, so that's just an example of a couple of exercises I like to do with Pregnancy Wedge. So this one is from Pilates Reformers Australia. It's their high wedge. They also have a low wedge as well. Thanks so much for watching.